Welcome back, Washed Up Podcast, episode 12. We have a super special guest here today, but before we get to that super special guest, we're all back. We're back, baby. Jake's behind the scenes on the camera. Jake, do you have a camera today? I don't know what your sit-up is.
Sit up.
Doesn't have a mic, but we can
sit-ups.
We can see it. Special guest, shush. But Pat and Evan. Evan is finally back. Mr. Evan Wick there on the left in the U.S. Olympic Trials shirt, and Mr. Patrick Spray in the white T-shirt. They're sitting together. They're best buds. Guys, how do you feel about all of us being back?
But I got a question, Nate.
All right, he's here. Super special guest, Ben Askren. Welcome to the show.
I got a question for these guys right here.
Okay.
If they're best friends, why don't you guys drive here together?
We don't really live close together.
You both live in
No,
Madison.
but if you drove south to the highway, then he'd pick you up and say, "Hey, buddy, let's go."
Well, because we usually have separate things. Like I'll have a private here,
Oh,
so
it'll
like,
work
we have
out.
to drive at separate times.
I see. Okay, got it. So you
It
got
does
used
make
to it.
sense to do, but
There are times when we absolutely should.
We should do
Today
that,
we
yeah.
probably should have done it.
Hey,
you're going back right
could-
after this.
Going back right now.
we could get rid of old Evan Wick if we wanted to.
I kind of like
You
it.
could
That
smack
started
him
out as
over.
Patrick Spray.
It's Evan Wick.
Hence
Oh.
the hat, the UW hat.
Oh, most recently it is Patrick Spray, actually, yeah.
yeah. I don't wear hats.
Most recently, it's him.
Well, since we were in studio.
I made that.
Yes.
Evan, Pat, you could take Evan to visit Pewaukee Lake Beach, which is more beautiful than any beach that's in California. So it's right this like we're probably a mile away.
Pewaukee Lake Beach.
Yeah,
Oh, we can save it.
it's beautiful.
We can save it.
The little ice cream shop, the
That
chocolate.
was Oconomowoc.
Madison.
Evan,
has some nice.
you permanently live in Wisconsin now. You better start loving it more than
Well,
California.
what's permanent? What's permanent?
Your whole life?
Yeah.
No,
You're not gonna move from Wisconsin.
I have the
You're not.
I have hopes and dreams that I'm gonna hit the lottery and then I can move back and afford a home in California.
Gavin Newsom will just take all your money then. That's what he's doing.
If it's going back to the people.
There you go.
It's going to buy more needles for the crackheads on the streets. Didn't you watch the Spencer Pratt
Saves
ads?
lives. It saves lives.
Okay.
Give them
All
the
right.
Clean needle programs. I'm for it.
Clean needle programs. As long as,
I need some myself. As well.
as long as
Oh,
your
man.
needle's clean, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saves lives. Saves lives.
Also ends lives.
All right,
Let's move on off the heroin talk.
Ben's
That is how I want
No,
to.
I was just talking about you loving Wisconsin. It's spiraled. Sorry, it's spiraled.
Wisconsin's gonna go blue. I promise.
Oh God, I hope not.
I love it.
This isn't a political show. I said this. We had RT and Max on last time, and we said we're not.
you have RT on and Max, and it's not a political show. It's definitely a political show.
We said we're not talking politics.
Well,
and I-
Max and RT would mostly agree. RT would just be a very much more gruff opinion of what Max.
Well, they weren't
says.
arguing or anything. It was
I'm
just
saying they would agree.
Yeah, I was just putting the kibosh to any politic talk on the Washed Up
Okay.
podcast. This is not the
Got
type of
it.
tune
All
into. Go watch something else. I don't know.
Okay.
Anything else?
Were they sneaking in some politics?
No.
No, it's. Just,
I did one time steal Evan's phone, and you know what I found on his Spotify? He was listening to Tucker Carlson.
Never.
All right, sorry. We'll move on. I was joking.
It's good to be well-rounded, Evan. You should listen to both sides.
Nate,
I do.
We said move on. Come on.
All right, we're moving on. Evan, how does it feel to be back? That's the first thing I want to ask. You've been gone. You have what? Explain yourself.
It's been like 3 weeks. Well, I had Final X
Excuses.
at the camp in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Another excuse.
Well, we didn't do a show then. Nobody did a show, so that doesn't count.
Do you guys feel guilty about getting Dustin Poirier arrested? You
Evan
guys
wasn't there
encouraged
for
his
that.
behavior.
genuinely
Evan wasn't
wish
there
I
for
was
that.
Oh,
That was
I
me.
thought it was all of you guys.
No, Evan came the next day. That was me and
Oh.
that was me and Tyler at the airport with him.
Oh, I thought it was all of you.
If I was there, I would have posted it on my Instagram,
Oh.
like as a real post.
Oh,
Not just
really?
a story,
Wrestling?
yeah.
You would have posted that video?
Yeah, for sure. Like you guys were there an hour before he got arrested.
Well, I did send it to Ben, and then without realizing it, Ben did post it on
Well, I
Twitter.
posted it the next day. I mean, like, you posted that day, but then
Yeah.
the next day, once it all went down, I said, he was in good spirits. He was wrestling my buddy. He wasn't being malicious or anything.
He was getting feisty.
It's gonna
Did
be
you
bad.
watch the video?
Theirs?
No, Poirier when he got arrested.
Oh yeah, I
It's
laughed
gonna
so
be
hard.
bad.
Yeah, he was.
We
He was asking for it.
I mean, he was ripping some drinks before when we got there, and he was very nice. He saw Tyler's in my ears right away and was like, "Oh, so you guys wrestle, blah blah blah." And then we were chatting it up with him, and then he starts just trying to wrestle with us, and the restaurant people are like, "Cool out, like stop, knock it off." It happened like twice, and then he kept trying to like wrestle or whatever, and Tyler's like, "Can we get a picture with you?" And he's like, "If you can take me down," and I'm fairly confident Tyler we're like, well, if he doesn't punch me and choke me out as soon as they do it, I would go for it.
Yeah, because I
But-
think that was going to go. If you took him down, he was
Oh,
gonna start fighting.
absolutely, it was going to turn into
He
a
was ready
fight.
to
But it
go.
would have been fun, because
No, it wouldn't have been fun at all.
Tyler,
Would have got
not
our
for
ass
Tyler.
beat.
Well, no, but it's like if you love combat, you love combat. Sometimes you get the good end, sometimes
No,
you get the
It
bad
probably
end.
would have
but
turned into an actual fight.
They would have
though.
turned into an actual fight. Tyler picked his leg up,
Fight.
and Tyler picked
Poirier would have been choking him, going ha 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 ha, just
Yeah,
choking him out.
exactly.
And then
It would've
Tyler would have been unconscious, and then Tyler would have woke up and said, "Hey, I got a great story," and then everyone would be happy.
and
They
then
probably
we
would
may
both
have gotten
would've
arrested at that
arrested.
point
Yeah, yeah,
then. For an altercation in the airport restaurant. Yeah, and Tyler did pick the leg up and started to trip him, and he straight up started falling, and Tyler like caught him, and he caught himself on a chair. But he was like, if you can take me down, you can have a picture. He was very nice, but he was very
Ready to go.
He was intoxicated.
Got it.
And then an hour later.
What'd you think of the McGregor fight? Did you watch it?
So sad. Honestly, like kind of sad, right?
Oh.
I don't know. Like I try not to. I'm actually getting better since I woke up from my nap. But just like like not holding grudges or jealousy or envy or anything. And it's like I don't know. He seems like he's turned his life around. I could be wrong. Who knows, right? And he's obviously been a shitbag in his life, but it seems as though he's moving on the right track. And that's like the most depressing thing, kind of for all parties. For him, for his opponent, doesn't get to fight. The UFC doesn't get a fight. The fans don't get to watch a fight. No one at home got to watch a fight. Like, we all got deprived. It was sad.
Yeah,
It's
Nicole was
probably the worst case scenario for the UFC.
For everybody.
Yeah.
But then you think,
worst
like,
possible case
And Patty just got an immediate submission,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
awesome, but like it was the co-main event, main event were so fast.
yes.
It's kind of tough to watch. We were at a restaurant over in Fargo watching it, and everyone was so excited.
what restaurant were we at, Pat?
Well, Jake said that I know this establishment. It's the best. I come here
Was it a
every
gay
year.
bar?
It's a great,
No.
it's a good establishment.
No. All I know is
gay bars
that
in
A few of them probably, I guess.
No way.
You would know, man.
I don't know. I've never
No
been.
shot. It's probably illegal there.
Yeah, probably, he's probably right.
All right, we're moving to Fargo.
Oh my god.
That was a joke, Nate.
Was there anything like that with RT? Do we have to clip anything with RT?
we didn't clip
Bro,
anything.
I think like
RT's told me some stories that were not appropriate for
Oh
camera.
yeah,
We-
the grooming.
oh my god.
He talked about grooming on.
No,
puck?
he used poor language when. Go watch the episode. He used some poor
Go,
language
come
when we were like, "What is it like wrestling at RT Elite and like training and stuff?" And he started off by saying, "Well, we groom him at a young age," and I was like,
That's
"Oh,
actually a term that's been bastardized because kind of that is what
Right.
it meant a long time ago in the English language. So I'm going to let RT off the hook on this one. Like, that didn't mean that. If you said 20
Obviously.
years ago when we were in school, like, no one would have thought that meant that.
To
yeah."
be fair, we're all letting him off. I don't think anyone thinks that RT's.
No,
No,
kids.
but it was still
And talking
funny to
about it
listen
on
to.
It was rather fun. We said like 3 times on the show we're gonna clip something, and then we didn't. But no, so we watched the fights at where, Pat?
Oh, sorry. This establishment that Jake says is like his favorite to go to. It's called Twin
Don't-
Peaks.
Act like you didn't
I've
like
been to
it.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
It was great. It was it was a great place. I'm
The
just
wings are
saying.
fire, yeah.
What does the Twin Peaks mean?
I don't know actually.
Breasts.
I think it's boobs.
Oh.
Gosh.
I knew
There's
that. I was
mountains.
trying to get someone to say
I
it.
don't know.
Ben, there's mountains in Fargo. It turns out.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks, I think, started.
But
in
they
Las
probably
Vegas.
got, like, Tri-Peaks in Fargo.
Tri Peaks.
Because they probably got a big old belly, too, or
What's
something.
the movie? What's the movie with Tri Peaks?
I don't know.
Blade Runner.
Oh.
I don't remember
No,
that.
I know.
It's
Ah.
Total Recall.
Total Recall.
I
I'm
don't
thinking,
remember that.
I'm thinking of something else.
Damn,
Come on,
good.
come
Yeah,
on,
see,
dude.
you didn't know. That's your
I
time.
have not watched Blade Runner.
No, Total Recall. You never seen Total Recall with Arnold
Never.
Schwarzenegger?
Bro, I'm too young for
I
that.
was thinking of something totally
I'm
different.
half your age.
Half! This
I'm
is
29.
bullshit.
You're
Bro,
40.
you're so old.
Are you 43?
70, 41. Take it back.
Close enough.
The insult.
Yeah.
I have a theory. Tell me what you guys think of this theory about that fight. Well, theory that many of the masses share.
Oh.
McGregor was hurt before the fight, and that's why weeks before, and that's why they stopped promoting. I didn't know McGregor was fighting until 2 days before, and I followed Dana White on Instagram.
Okay.
So
Why would he
they
be practicing that kick over and
Yeah,
over
yeah.
and over if
They-
actually was hurt?
he was hurt. He was because they knew the fight was ending.
I do
early.
agree with Jake on that one.
He was hurt.
Yeah.
He was hurt. They stopped promoting the fight. What there was so
Yeah, if
much.
you're
There was
hurt.
so much less promotion of that fight. a couple weeks before.
Well, I do agree that the promotion was terrible for a McGregor fight, but I knew substantially earlier than the 2 days before that he was
Yeah.
fighting.
I would say I was well aware that he was fighting. I do think that maybe something happened in his warm-ups when he was practicing that kick. Do you remember like when he fought Poirier?
He was limping out there before he went out on went to the octagon.
I saw that clip, but like with Poirier, when one of his kicks got checked, it was like you could see something was wrong, but it lasted for a little bit longer. Then all of a sudden he stepped wrong, and then it went right. Maybe something like that kind of happened with his warm up, where something kind of happened, and then he goes for it in that dramatic way that he did right off the bat, and then boom.
So you don't think this was happened prior?
No,
I would
don't
say
think so either.
probably not.
I kind of felt
That's just my feel.
I saw.
that's fair. That's all I'm asking.
Speaking of the conspiracy, though, I saw that Mel Gibson was telling Vince Vaughn he hurt his knee, like right before. Did you guys see that?
No,
Bro, why would they tell Mel Gibson though?
he just knows.
It's the conspiracy people, bro. Ask him.
Why would you not tell Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson would be one of them. Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn. Those are two powerful people.
Yeah, they're hilarious. Vince
How
Vaughn
short do
lives
they
in
live, man?
Wisconsin.
How
You
short
know
do
that?
I look?
He
Vince
does
Vaughn
not
doesn't live in
live.
Wisconsin.
Lake Geneva. He's got a house in Lake Geneva.
Well, does he
I
live
don't know if
there?
he
or does
lives
have
permanently.
one?
I don't know if he lives permanently,
All right, that's
but
different.
I bet you he does in the summer.
I guarantee you he does not live there.
Who?
Vince Vaughn does not
No,
live in
probably-
Lake Geneva.
It's his summer house. Lake Geneva has some like celebrities that do live there in the summertime.
You look that up.
I mean, it's definitely gonna say. I didn't say he lived there permanently. I did say
What
right
is
away.
Vince Vaughn's address, ChatGPT?
Yeah, yeah.
Give us
What are his
tax
primary residencies?
Where can I find
No,
him?
it's not gonna show you, bro. Come on.
I just want to see if it.
Amy does have this one app because she's a realtor where you can pick any piece of property and it'll show you the owner and their contact information.
He's from Chicago, so he's from Lake
But
Forest.
I would assume
wow.
he has it in some form of trust or something else that doesn't say Vince Vaughn's house on there.
yeah, like
That
when,
would probably get out.
Vince Vaughn.
yeah. So he's from Chicago suburb of Lake Forest, which is not far, and Lake Forest is very wealthy. So
Lake
that
Forest
would
is very wealthy.
Lake
Yeah.
Geneva's very wealthy too, isn't it?
Yes.
true. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's a
Okay.
man.
Are we talking about wrestling at some point? I thought
Yeah,
this was
we're
a,
get-
we
is
don't
this a
need to.
wrestling podcast?
Well,
We don't
it's
need to talk
it's
about it.
podcast.
it's a lot of things podcast. It's here we are. Did we watch RAF the last one? What did we think?
I did.
I did. I watched not all of it.
Weren't
but
you working at Fargo at that time?
I watched when I came back because I knew we would talk about it.
Oh,
So doing my
God.
homework.
They had
God.
they had some of the matches up on the big screen too during the break.
Oh, they did?
I don't remember
Wow,
that.
all right.
You might not have been in there at that
I was
point.
very surprised. Who was the guy that Zayn lost to?
He's good. He was like a world bronze medalist, maybe.
Very
I think a
impressive.
few years ago. Really tricky, kind of. Yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of a clean flip. I mean, I thought Zayn was going to win also.
Do you think the reputation for our 65 kilogram bracket is overrated in the world?
No, I think that range 65. I won't say just 65, but 65, 70, 74. That's just the range where the most people
Are
that's where how big people are, you know. So you're going to get super deep weight classes there, and you kind of always see it in that range. I don't know if you're saying specifically why is America so poor at that weight class compared to other weight classes.
I would say, yeah.
That one plagues me, and I don't know because I don't think that bracket is that much better. And we have had guys with great credentials in America that don't do well at that weight class, and I don't really know. I think it's just maybe coincidence or something.
it's been a play because even like the Metcalf days, remember Metcalf?
Yeah,
never
yeah,
really
I
medal-
don't think he ever placed, right?
He never
never
met.
medal at the Worlds.
Yeah, so
It's
yeah, I
definitely
don't
been
know.
our
It's a-
worst weight
it's a
class
weird
by
one.
far.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, upper weights, America is going to succeed because say like a lot of Asian nations, they just don't have tons of really
larger
large people, So
Yeah.
they're those weight classes are significantly thinner than the lighter and middles. But yeah, even like say like a 57 or 61, we've had a lot more success, and I don't really have a good answer for that.
Yeah, because seeing like Rutherford lose, what was it last year to
Yeah.
the Mongolian?
Yeah,
That would, which by the way, did you schedule that match?
Mongolian.
Him Rutherford versus is it Tamir
O'Cheer?
Yeah.
He's not coming to RF.
No. He's a dog.
Yeah, he's good. I like him,
He's one of my favorite wrestlers. To
but
watch
he's
in
not.
the
He's
entire-
not gonna. I don't believe he's gonna come to RF.
So I saw you guys announce the Russia card in Moscow. Has there been any matches that have been
They have
scheduled
not.
for
I
that
was
yet?
just trying to.
Parker's
text
trying to
him.
get on that one.
Who?
Parker.
Parker, we're supposed to do a call today or tomorrow. I mean, either way, I'll probably see the guys either tomorrow or Thursday. Yeah, we got a busy time, and someone told me it was announced on the broadcast, so I think I can say it. But we're also going to Turkey,
Oh wow.
Istanbul.
Nice.
Breaking news.
So,
RAF's
well,
going to
no,
Turkey.
they said it was on. They said Taha They said so. What I heard, because somehow I missed it on the broadcast. I went pee a couple times, but I watched the entire thing, so I don't know how I missed it. But they had Taha Akgul on there, and he announced that they're coming to Istanbul. So it goes, we're going Milwaukee, then Cleveland, but then it gets crazy because then we're going Moscow, then Miami, Vegas, then Istanbul, then Chicago, maybe? Or am I forgetting someone in there?
When is Vegas? Is that October?
Vegas is October 3rd.
Okay, so just before.
So it's going to get busier, right?
Just
Yeah.
before U23s.
Just before U23s, yeah. It's going to get busier, which is really good. I don't know if this is breaking news. I mean, I think maybe I am breaking news. I know we're getting close to the point where we want to have rankings and stuff. And we've had enough matches now
talking about
where
this.
I think it's like,
Needed.
I don't know if it's going to be this show or the next show, but within the next couple, we should have enough data where
And
we'll be
people
able to have
wanna-
rankings and people will be able to work towards the belt and that
What's
type of thing.
ideally how deep you'll go per weight?
I think initially we'll go 5 deep.
That makes
would be my
sense.
guess. Yes.
Champ
We've
and then
been-
5.
Champ and then 5. Yes, correct. Uh-huh.
Yes.
So
need that.
there's a few weight classes that just chance haven't had tons of matches. You know, where some like 215, we have a bunch of like really good guys and it's
Yeah.
really deep. But you know, like I say, at 155, it's just happenstance. Like Yanni was the initial champ, and then he got hurt, and then he kind of like he thought he was gonna come back, but then he didn't come back. You know, and then Austin Gomez was kind of like the next guy that had a couple wins, and then he got hurt, so it was kind of like just circumstance like that.
sure.
Follow up. Will excuse me, hairball. Will two follow-ups actually? Will the rankings be done by Mr. Willie?
I would assume it'll be. I already have them. I have them built already. Just kind of like I have all the guys we have on roster, and I've laid out where I think they are right now.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming we would have some type of debate at that
Couple
point
of people
in time
to
of like, hey,
debate it.
let's all get in here and say what we think.
And then second follow-up, will the title fights matches be more at the end than going forward because now it's you build them up because
Yeah. So
I am not a fan of
the other matches.
no, it's not. I understand the purpose of the
Well,
other
that's
matches
fine.
completely.
I
I understand
understand-
that
yeah.
the titles in the middle. It's like
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like it means anything.
Yeah. So okay, two things there. Number one, I can understand why more traditional wrestling fans are not as big of a fan of like the crossover matches.
Yeah, I
Although
can get that.
They
too.
are doing the crossover belt.
Yeah.
So I could,
crossover belt.
I can totally see that.
the transition belt.
Yeah.
Wow. But I think, you know, one of the things, there was a couple things when I ran the other professional leagues that I said, you're going to have to meet these things in order to have a successful professional league. And the first time I had a call with Chad and Izzy, I said, one of those things is the belt has to have significance where people really, really, really care about it, but you can't build significance in what in the world?
There's
Who's next door?
there is a shipping room next to us that
okay.
occasionally gets occupied.
You
They've
can't
never
you
screamed in pain before.
I've never heard
weird.
that.
Noise come over there.
can't build significance in immediately, right? Significance takes time. That's the only way you can build significance to something. So when you start something, the belt, you're going to give it out. It's not going to have significance. It's only going to have significance because time builds. And so you think like the first UFC belt, how much value did it have versus now after 30 years, how much value does it have? So we're building into that point, and I think, yeah, ideally at some point, I don't know how long it's going to take, we would like the RAF belt to be the most meaningful thing in wrestling, more important than a world title, and more important than an Olympic title.
Sure, that should be the goal.
And I think we can get to somewhere where that happens.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. It should be the goal for it's a business.
What do you think stopping them from having a full card of just, I call them like the YouTube matches? And it's not that I don't like them. Like I like
we discussed this.
like an entire card of just
Yes, crossover. We
just
say
crossover card.
So crossover, and this is like, well, you know what? We just announced a crossover belt yesterday, and one of the things that we still would have to exactly determine is who can and who can't compete for that belt. You know,
Right.
should Bo Nickel be able to do it because he fights MMA? And my answer to that would be no. Right? But we got to figure it out. It's like, so I think there's got to be a qualification of if you're a Division I NCAA champion, or if you're a senior world team member, or if you have certain credentials, you can't go compete in this other division. Like there's a barrier to entry to that.
Right.
That's what I would think or say. Because
So even if you're old like Cejudo,
maybe
I don't wanna call
once
him
you-
old,
yeah.
but like he's not.
honestly, I thought about that. Like maybe once you get past 40, then you can go do this.
You can go to the other
Cejudo
side.
can do the crossover.
Yeah, like
He
Lance
just
Palmer
lost to
could be a
Brown.
part of it.
Yeah.
You know, that
Or like
match was hilarious, by the way.
Or you could have a crossover match, but not go for the crossover belt. Obviously, like Like if I'm in have to be in the real division, I could go wrestle someone else, but I couldn't go for that belt.
Right.
Do you have the crossover belt at every weight class then? Because everyone's gonna. I mean,
We don't yet.
But,
Eventually,
do you
yes,
think
yes,
that
I
would be
believe
the
we'll do.
case?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I do want to talk about the Merab Cejudo match.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
It was hilarious though. Watching
Wait, why do you think it
Merab.
was funny? Oh, just because he's crazy?
He's crazy. He's bouncing around. He's like all happy, and then like he takes him down. He doesn't know part He's just back up.
Yeah,
back
they just let him keep getting up, didn't they? That was funny.
He didn't know what he was doing. He's just like, back on our feet. I thought it was very entertaining because he was just like he was just all happy and full of energy like the whole time, and he didn't know what the hell was going on.
I feel like Cejudo is also attempting to be in the worst possible shape of his life.
I literally said that. I said, like, listen, I came out of death, and I've been working my ass off to get in shape. And when I saw him, I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna get that tired. I don't think I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Like, so it was. I agree with you. Like, he got so tired, so fast. He had that first sequence where he scored a bunch of points, and then it looked like. I mean, we're talking about a minute 15 into the match, and then he kind of like didn't do anything else. He tried a couple inside trips, maybe.
Well, I mean, you don't even got to see what he's doing. Just look at him in a singlet. It's
Yeah,
like,
it was a slow
dude, are
death
you
for sure.
really
Well, I
trying?
got a little belly here, don't bully me, but I am on listen, I'm on
better.
prednisone. Prednisone makes you fat in the stomach and the back of the neck, and it's weird. And
In the back of the neck, you got neck fat?
You got
it
scruff.
sucks,
Turn
bro.
around for us real
And,
quick.
and a
Let me
little
see
like
that.
I used to have none here, and if you look up where does prednisone make you fat? Here, neck, and belly.
That's the worst.
Yeah, are
It's
you
the
gonna
word.
have one of
So-
them hunch neck things going on? Because
Well,
fat.
I'm
Really big.
tapering down, so I'm getting low on it. But
Oh.
I don't know if you guys remember. Well, I didn't tell anyone. Well, I probably told you guys because you're my buddies. But I had to go to the hospital in January
Yep.
Yeah.
because I had a rejection episode, and they jack you up. They give you IV prednisone. But so, for example, I'm on 5 milligrams a day now. I had to do 60 a day.
Oh my
Right there.
God.
So I went 60 for a week, then 50 for a week, then 40 for a week, and taper on down to 10. Bro, if you looked at me like it was like mid to late January, my face just got like it was like a fucking basketball. Can I say that? Sorry,
Yeah.
bleep that swear
Oh,
out. My
no,
wife
we-
will be mad at me. Like I was like a big.
We
there's
had
a big
there's a
circle.
delay. Beat.
swears are fine, especially
Yeah.
the last 2 episodes that we did.
No, I
It's
gained
normal.
16 pounds in 4 days because it just blows you up. So I went to the hospital at 180. That was I was still trying to gain weight back. When I got out of the hospital 4 days later, I was 196.
What is that, like water retention?
It just retains a whole bunch of water and in very specific places, so it's really strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changes.
So don't bully me too much, Evan.
I won't.
What are
you
you?
guys think?
What are you weighing now?
I was 190 and a half.
What's the
morning.
sorry?
It's 190.
And what were you at before?
I didn't really ever get on a scale, but I would guess 195 was probably what
Because you were in good shape.
I was in good
obviously.
shape prior. Yes.
You're the best shape of your life, probably. Are
Do
you?
you
Yeah, I
see,
got that TRT going. Get extra strong.
Yeah.
do you see those posts, those like clickbait social media sometimes that post like
Oh, where's
Ben
that old
Askren now?
picture?
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the old picture. He's like, look at him now.
I
It's like,
wish.
are you kidding me?
That'd be great. Maybe in another year or something.
Yeah.
Wait,
We-
can you hop back on TRT?
I'm on TRT.
You're
Again?
on TRT right now?
Yeah.
I thought you couldn't do it after this.
Dude, I got a long story. I don't know if I want to tell you an embarrassing story.
I love
embarrassing.
it.
I'm-
We love embarrassing. We love embarrassing stories.
Oh God. I don't even. This is. I'm violating my own HIPAA laws. Okay. So listen, I'm on TRT. I've been on it for, I don't know, probably 38 maybe or somewhere in there, like age 38. So a couple of years.
You did the blood testing,
Yeah.
right? And then you started doing
Yeah,
it.
I did the blood testing and everything, and I think there's a lot of really positive research on the effects of the male body as you get
Yeah.
older. And it made me feel great, and I got to train harder. And so to your point, I was still in really good shape because I could actually go hard again. Well, so in the hospital, when I finally woke up after 40 days, they kept me on testosterone. I don't know, I should be telling an embarrassing story like this about myself, but I guess I'll go for it. I think John's heard the story, I believe. So anyway, I wake up and I can't talk for, I don't know how many days, but I couldn't talk for a while. But I'm watching them inject me. I'm thinking, that's way too much. I don't know why they're giving me that much testosterone. I'm like, because they tell you, even when you're asleep, they tell you like, hey, we're giving you this medicine, we're giving you this medicine, we're giving you this medicine. So then eventually, before I can talk again, they come back and say, hey, your testosterone's way too high. It's at 1,500, which is like, that's insanely high. Like,
Yeah.
so they're trying to get me like on my medicine at like 800-ish or something. So it's double. So we're going to take you off. So then I was in the hospital for almost another month at that point. And as I'm getting out, I'm having all these issues, and I start ChatGPTing everything. And so ChatGPT, I don't listen to it, but I ask questions based on what it says. So I'm like, hey, man, it seems like a lot of the issues I'm having, keep reading there due to adrenal dysfunction based on low testosterone. And you guys gave me so much testosterone, and then you literally just cut it cold turkey. So I said, hey, man, I should get back on because I'm talking at this point. And they're like, well, you got to see our guy. And I'm like, well, I go to Ways to Well. And they're like, no, you got to see our guy. And I'm like, fine, whatever. So I scheduled this appointment for a couple weeks later. And I go in and he's like, hey, what are you here for? I'm like, I want to get some testosterone. My doctor told me to see you. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, well, hey, they're worried about me getting blood clots because I was so sick. I don't think I've said this on public ever. I was so sick for a while that they completely sedated me so I couldn't move. And I was unconscious. I don't know, but I was strapped down. My arms, my legs. If I moved, it affected my oxygen level. So I literally I was just strapped to a bed like this.
For how long?
I don't even. You have to ask my wife that. But multiple days.
Oh, this is when you're unconscious.
Unconscious. Yes, I'm strapped to a bed like this. And so I had a really bad blood clot going down here that they pulled out of me. So they said they were letting me get a blood clot, and it's like, well, that's because I was in a coma and I literally didn't move an inch through the whole day, you know. So I tell this guy, well, they're worried about you get a blood clot, and I've been on this for 2.5, 3 years. I had 0 negative effects. I feel great. It's everything's positive to me. And he goes, okay, well, what are the side effects? I'm like, I just told you I didn't have any. And he goes, well, what are the side effects? And I said, maybe you're say mood swings. And he's like, okay, what else? I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like, just tell me what you're gonna tell me. And he's like, what else? And I'm getting frustrated by this point. You know, like, what's this doctor? And he goes, okay. So, guys, this doctor is so serious. This is gonna sound like comedy routine.
You've told me
He's
this.
so
actually, yeah.
serious. He goes, small balls. I'm like, are we at a doctor's office or are we at the comedy show? I got a wife, I got 3 kids. I'm not trying to have any more. I told you in 3 years. This is ridiculous. I'm like, is that all you got for me? And he said, yeah. I went and told my other doctor, this guy's ridiculous. He told me small balls. I don't give a damn. Give me the damn test. I said, okay, fine, go use your own people.
So
I'm back.
You went all into this doctor room to just say that.
Yeah, for him to say small balls.
Wow, what the hell?
And then you could go back to your doctor. You're
Yeah, and then he's like, he laughed. He said, like, he realized how ridiculous it was. And then he said, okay, go use your own people.
Fair.
Yes.
Back to normal it is for you then?
So I've been back on testosterone. Yeah.
Yeah. How does it feel?
I don't want to. It feels good. I have more issues, but I don't want to plague the whole podcast with my medical issues.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
Yeah, we don't want that. Let's keep
you know what? I just told
We all
John.
have issues,
John's over
Ben.
here. You guys can't see John, but I told him this morning. Honestly, I got off a bunch of meds on July 2nd, and I'm feeling about definitely as normal as I felt forever. So it's really positive.
What's training been like for you?
It's been hard. I said this on a podcast the other day, but it was like I don't know if you guys all trained at some point, so you guys know, like, at that time, for me it was stadiums at Mizzou. You know when you do that hard workout, Jacob's gonna start crying over here with PTSD. Oh, he's already got it. But you do that, you know, like, this workout's gonna be hard, and you get like a little bit of those butterflies in your stomach, and you kind of like got to go to failure. You know it's gonna suck.
Yep.
That's been like every day for me. You know, because in the beginning it was like, you know, saying like January, December, like riding, which doesn't seem pathetic, but getting 30 calories on a Aerodyne in 6 minutes was like max effort for me. Like, that was like as much as I could do. And so it's like, it's just been constantly like trying to push it back and push it back and push it back. So it's kind of been like, everything's been max effort for the last 6 months because my, you know, where I could go was here, and now it's up here. But yeah, it's been really hard.
You doing some good recovery days too, though? Because like I can't
Yeah.
imagine you could do that every day. Right?
Well, you know what's funny? For a long time, it's actually just kicked in the last maybe couple weeks. I couldn't even go hard enough where I could get myself sore. So like my body would shut down before, you know, like if you do a really, really, really
Before
hard
your
train
muscles
day.
were.
Yeah, like if you only went for 20, 30 minutes, you're not gonna get sore. It's that extra time, you know, where you're really gonna push hard. And I couldn't
Yeah.
even go that hard. And that's really just started clicking in the last few weeks.
You couldn't go that hard probably because your breathing couldn't handle it.
You know what's funny? I'm pretty sure it was my heart. There's something called
Really?
deconditioning of the heart where, because I didn't use it for such a long time, or I wasn't able to push it. It's a muscle, right? And so it was like getting up there. So no, it was actually my muscles would get tired before my lungs.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah. That's all my problems. Let's talk about wrestling.
Wrestling. I have one more crossover
Oh, yeah?
topic.
Okay.
Sort of. But before we get to, I kind of wanted to ask everybody about Fargo because I think all of us we were there. Jake was there. We followed it a lot. But one more crossover topic. I don't know if you've seen this. Evan is convinced that he would beat Tony Ferguson in an MMA
Oh,
fight.
yeah, I gotta tell you, you're wrong. I can demonstrate this to you if you want. I don't know if we'll demonstrate right here on the camera, but I
could.
can.
Yes, that's exactly what we should do. Right here.
No, okay.
I want demonstration.
Well, so,
I'm a visual learner.
The very specific topic, and I'll just do this for you, because it was something that I thought when I started MMA, I thought, okay, it's easy. You just take him down, you punch him.
Well,
Go
no,
on,
I'm not thinking. I'm not thinking that way.
Okay.
I'm thinking I mean, did you watch him at RAF? Well, he's not a wrestler, but like,
Yeah.
did you guys watching him at RAF at least go like, okay, all right?
Yeah, he stinks at wrestling.
Well, he stinks at wrestling, but he's also not very athletic, and he's so old. It's like,
Yes.
I'm
So-
not saying that I would beat prime
No,
Tony
can
Ferguson.
I tell you this is a very specific thing that I think you would struggle with.
You wouldn't beat now
because
Tony
you've
Ferguson.
never drilled it or practiced it.
I guess it.
What?
Taking people down without hitting a knee.
No.
Okay, all right, go.
No, I think you take him down. I think you take him down easy.
Agreed.
It's very specifically because no one thinks about this as a skill or thinks it's hard, but this is why I struggled in my first handful of fights where
I know what
What?
you're gonna say. Getting choked out when
No.
you take him down.
No.
Oh well, that's
not
what
it.
I was thinking for
It-
sure.
because
How about we
this
just
seems-
let him
Let's
say it?
slap a guillotine. I
you
want to see if I
listening
can
to
beat
him
him
at
to
all?
it.
This seems so stupid. When you take them down and get in their guard, actually hitting them. So actually being able to punch them in the face versus and Ferguson's really tricky with his X guard and knee shields, and then he'll do these back fists or elbows, and then you lean in and he smashes the elbow, and now you're bleeding here. So like when I got to Rufus, so I fought for maybe a year and a half or 2 years before I got to Rufus, and I wasn't really training with super high level guys. And then I got to Rufus, and in 2011, I was training with, say, Anthony Pettis and Eric Koch, both who were like, say, top 5 guys at the weight class below me. So taking them down was easy. Not getting choked was easy. But then getting in their guard and having them being able to actually hit them effectively was so annoying. Because it's like his face is right there. It's like right there. I should be able to punch him right in the face. And it's tricky. You got to learn the way their bodies move. So I think you would struggle with that. And Ferg is so annoying there. So when I say what is your path to victory? Your path to victory is to take him down and punch him because you're not going to have enough skill to choke him. And you're probably not going to win on your feet. So that's your path to victory. And I'm saying that very specific skill took me, I don't want to say 2 to 3 years to learn to do really effectively.
What was that technique that you did where you'd always trap both of their arms? I feel like that's probably something you had to adjust to learn.
Crucifix.
Crucifix.
But on that one, you're gonna have to learn to pass their guard
you gotta pass
first.
guard,
Yeah, you gotta
Which
pass the
Evan's
guard,
got.
trap
You
the
have
arm,
to
yeah.
take that step. So I think yes. With I don't know, we'll say 6 months of training. Yes. If we're just saying just from scratch, I say no.
You don't think he's too damn old right now?
No, I think if you watch him on bottom, his guard is very tricky. So you would take him down, and then you'd be trying to punch him, and you would be so annoyed because you would have such a hard time.
Jiu-jitsu
hitting
Would I
him.
guys
be annoyed,
compete,
or would
so-
he be beating me from bottom?
I think he'd be beating you from bottom.
I struggle with that.
I think you would lean in to punch him and he'd slice you with an elbow and you'd be bleeding, and then you get pissed because you're bleeding, and then you try to hit him harder and he'd trick you with those back fists from bottom. Or
Evan,
something
have you been punched in the face before? Like,
Yeah, I've
legitimately?
been punched in the face before.
Like,
No
just-
gloves, not with. Not
Okay.
with
Well, I was
fists.
just curious because like Mike Tyson, was it Mike Tyson that said that everybody's got a plan
Yeah.
so they get punched in the
No,
face?
but that's
Well, that's even people who have been punched in the face
yeah.
before.
Right.
that skill is really hard to learn. Like I'm saying, it took me a couple of years to really get good at it. So it's really difficult. It's like
He's
like
talking you down.
I'm gonna give you a relation. Because this would be good because you watch some of the MMA guys do RAF. What is one area? Let's see if you can get this. One area they really struggle in that
Who really struggles in?
the guys who are doing MMA that come over to wrestling. There's something that's really obvious to me that they really struggle in.
Hand fighting.
It depends.
Hand
on which
fighting.
ones.
Hand fighting. Nate got it.
Yeah.
Nate's sharper than you. He got
Well,
you.
My hand fight's the best in the game too.
Okay, you have a great hand fight. So hand fighting is a skill that you can't learn overnight. The guard fighting when you're trying to strike someone is like a hand fight on the ground.
It's a skill you can't learn overnight.
You can't learn it overnight. You couldn't tell someone, hey, even the very best MMA guy who's never really wrestled, hey, come train with me and I'll teach you hand fight in a week.
How about if I said I could whoop Cowboy Cerrone's ass?
He also has a little bit of a tricky guard. You know who I'll give you someone. You know who would be easy for you to beat,
Oh,
for a wrestler is someone who's an elite striker but doesn't have a strong guard game.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna go get a takedown. You're elite. You're gonna go get a takedown, but you need someone who's really unskilled on the ground. And there are some of those guys who are good who just aren't very tricky and aren't very skilled, and they'll lay there and they'll get punched and they'll get tired.
so
Isn't that what Sugar Sean says he
what you
does?
are-
He goes, if I could take, what happens if you get taken down? I'm screwed.
So you would say that there are elite fighters who I probably could beat. in a fight.
Yes, I would. But it would be very specifically. It would be ones who are
I'll
maybe,
take-
better on their feet. And that's not saying you're beating them 100% of the time, because if they're an elite striker,
Yeah, no,
they can,
I didn't think I would beat Tony Ferguson 100% of the
they
time.
can put you out.
Well-
but the tricky guard play is for a wrestler, because your path to victory is take them out and punch them.
Yeah.
So your path to victory actually kind of falls into his wheelhouse.
I believe you on that part. I don't believe you about the Tony Ferguson thing. So I'll pick and choose my battles.
Okay. Maybe we'll put it together.
We can
RF
put it
can do a
together.
crossover.
Crossover, and do I get a crossover UFC belt? Has he ever held the belt?
RF crossover MMA. I think legally we could probably do that. I mean, we couldn't use UFC fighters, but Tony Ferguson is not a UFC fighter. So, Chad and Izzy, if you're watching this, it sounds like we could make our first ever RFA wrestler crossover belt where our wrestlers fight mixed martial artists.
He was a
Yes.
UFC champion in 2017. Beat Kevin Lee by submission at UFC 216.
I believe that was interim.
No,
title,
I
wasn't it?
think that was interim.
Yeah, interim.
Yes, it was correct. But
Yeah, he was very elite, but yeah, his guard game is really tricky, and especially if you watch like his prime time, and I'm assuming it's a skill he would still have would be. He's
jiu-jitsu-
sliced a lot of people from bottom.
jiu-jitsu, like if you think about jiu-jitsu in general, a lot of their demographic is older people. Like you can do it for a long time, so like
Correct.
you can stay sharp with
Yes.
that side of things.
Yes.
Right.
Well, I think he talked you off the edge a little bit. You were
No, I think Evan's ready to compete for the RF.
He was
crossover
very
crossover.
passionate about
for
this.
for the RF crossover title.
Yes.
And Ben has said that I would beat. There are some elite fighters that I would beat. I
Yeah,
don't think that
for
you guys.
sure.
I don't think you guys were coming from the same place as Ben was. You were saying he's an elite fighter. You would never beat an elite fighter.
I said he would tap you out on the ground, is what I said, and you
I
would
don't
be
think
able
you
to
would
punch
tap him
one of
out. Well, maybe eventually if Evan got frustrated.
Yeah,
enough,
if he
then-
gets frustrated and just starts swinging, he's going to put himself in a bad spot.
Yeah,
that
I've been a competitor for 20 years now. Like I can keep my composure.
I agree with that. I'm just saying I thought because he was a black belt in jiu-jitsu that if it was on the ground he would. That was my argument. And I didn't think about some guard game sort of situation. So
Fargo now. Fargo.
Fargo. Quick freestyle Fargo recap. What was everyone's favorite? We'll start here. What was everyone's? I don't know if you watched Evan, but favorite part of Fargo. Mine was. Honestly, it is maybe one of the sad parts too. But Tyson Martin in the finals was.
Oh, that
was
was
a
gonna
good
be
one.
my pick, Nate.
Pick a
He
new
almost
one.
got
That was a good
there.
one.
Pick a new one. It was so great.
I get that
And
one.
correct me if I'm wrong. Mako is cadet world champion, right?
Okay, world champ ranked, I think, either third or fourth in the country.
Yeah.
I
can tell
yeah,
you
I mean Tyson, he's such a great kid and he works so hard and he's very coachable. And he was getting really good. And anyone who's not elite, he just smashes. If you watch his performances at, say, the junior duels, I don't think he wrestled anyone that he didn't smash there. And I didn't know if he could quite go at the top couple yet. But I knew anyone below that, he's getting really good. He's going to beat him. And so when he was able to compete with Michael Mako, who is the elite of the elite, I thought it was really impressive. And it sure looked like he was going to win. And then, well, he needed one more down block.
Yeah.
One more good down block, and he would have been golden.
He was reaching clean over the top of him on that double.
I know.
He did time
that's
that
tough.
fake to shot really well.
Yeah, we had just talked about that very very recently about never approaching with reaching with two hands. If anything, maybe one, but like even especially in that scenario, like now I got to get up and wrestle. Like the best case, and kids can't do this, but will they just do this and then move at him like this until you're like touching him and your hands are always ready,
Especially when you're winning.
especially when you're winning with
Especially
short
when
time
you're winning
left.
with
yes.
short time. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
what?
favorite thing.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
ahead.
Sorry.
California winning the.
Oh,
Did they
God,
really?
move
I
back
actually
to California.
didn't pay
Three
attention.
champs, three champs.
Bro, they got
11
74 million
All-Americans.
people there. Like, get out of here.
You said
Jake,
Bring it up.
Jake
Three
doesn't want to hear
champs.
this topic
I'm gonna bring it up.
again.
What, 74
So
million
don't
people
bring
in
it up.
California?
Jake
Jake doesn't. I'm a geographer, Jake. I got geography
let-
degree.
The debate that these two have had.
I'll talk about
Me and Evan-
demographics all day.
Me and Evan have been talking. Me and Evan have been going back and forth on this for
Oh, geez.
4 episodes.
We have some of the greatest development considering we have one RTC in that entire state that's really worth anything.
It comes
If
down
it's
to
worth
per
anything.
capita, and Evan says you cannot count the entire population of California towards how you can only start it with how many they have signed up under like USA Wrestling essentially.
Well, just how
was
many,
like, that
how many
doesn't-
people are wrestling, not how many people live in the United
That's
States.
and I said that's you can't.
I mean,
that-
but, so that's okay. Can I make an argument? I mean, there's some validity to this, of course. But the argument I would make is exactly what we've tried to do with AWA. We grow the pie. If you look at I mean, I don't know if you can look this up, Jake, or maybe text Cleaver. I saw you got that big sexy Cleaver on the podcast.
he was.
Yeah,
that was great.
But if you look at the amount of participants at the Wisconsin Freestyle State Tournament in 2012 when we started, and the amount of participants at the Wisconsin State Tournament in 2026, figuring out how to get kids to wrestle and keep them wrestling is a big part of how many kids you have wrestling. And so unless you develop those systems, the amount is going to be X. But that is the job of the wrestling coaches, wrestling administration in the state is to, hey, how do we make this enjoyable? How do we keep kids wrestling? How do we grow that number? I want to say I'm pretty sure you could verify with Cleaver, Wisconsin freestyle state participation has doubled over that time period.
Really? I think we looked it up. I don't know
We
if it's
did look it up
doubled,
at one point. I don't remember.
but yeah, it's definitely growing.
I
Greco was
usually
going
keep track.
down.
Greco
freestyle-
participation dwindling.
Well, yeah, because
A lot.
Greco's dumb.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
no
Thank you.
offense.
I don't think you
We
got
need to
anybody
get someone.
disagreeing with you here.
We need to get someone on the podcast who can speak on Greco's behalf.
Greco just okay. Listen, I got teased this carrot many years ago because they said they were going to do it and they've never done it. But that the Olympics was going to do it with Greco and they were going to go 9 men's freestyle and not either 9 men's freestyle, 9 women's freestyle, or 10 and 8. And I thought this is like the greatest thing ever.
It's a dream. That's a dream.
That's a dream, right?
Yeah, that's the dream.
I don't know. I guess some people like Greco because they're better at the upper body stuff. Whatever, cool. Like if you want to go participate in that, like I don't care if you do pickleball, like whatever, have fun with it. I don't think it's great.
It's a completely different sport. It's a completely different sport.
Completely different sport. There's some good skills. There are some good skills that translate, but you can also learn those skills in freestyle wrestling. You don't have to learn that. They're not exclusively to Greco.
Yeah, for sure.
How about Iowa having a great tournament?
Yeah, they took.
I
I
thought-
feel like they're always pretty good.
I thought they kind of showed out like way more than they have in the past 4 years that I've been there.
I was kind of watching more just AWA guys when I was watching all the broadcasts and stuff, so
Yeah.
maybe I missed that.
I mean, I think
Where did they
Iowa
place?
was a second, I believe, a second or third to either Pennsylvania,
PA.
California.
They had to have been.
But I don't know the numbers. I was just trying to look it up. I think they had almost as many finalists, if not more.
Where
as,
does-
Huh?
Well, I was just thinking, like California, because they obviously have such big numbers. Where do they send a lot of people to different regionals? Because I feel like a lot of the regionals aren't that close
All
to
right,
them.
hold
Or
on,
is it
sorry.
because like
I got data here. I have not done this since 2024. And Evan's right, it wasn't double. It was 760 in 2012, and it was 1060 in 2024. So I would assume we've grown some since 2024.
That's still big,
but it's not double. But it's big, right? So that's 300 people in those years.
Yeah.
And there was a huge drop off after the year after. This is crazy. The year after Corona, so it was building, and the year after Corona, it dropped by 200-ish people who participated in 2021 versus 2019.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah.
No, I guess my argument was just, I wasn't arguing that we're better at keeping people in the sport. I was arguing a developmental aspect in California.
So Iowa had 6 champs amongst both divisions. California had 5.
Wow.
wow.
And Iowa's only got 3 million people, Evan.
Wait, Iowa had what?
Iowa had 6 champions amongst 16U and juniors. California had 5.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they did really good.
So they had a really good tournament, I
Yeah.
thought.
Nice.
A lot of guys in the finals, too, that lost. But I was
They
just
got,
kinda-
but I'm gonna discount Waylon Kressel because
yeah.
he's actually an Indiana kid
Yeah.
that moved to train at Northern Iowa.
Yeah, that's
We'll go
fair.
5
He
and
was
5.
with us. Remember, he was with Parker that one time when he came up here.
Yeah, I know. Waylon.
Okay, well, yeah,
I trained with Waylon.
but he won Fargo for Iowa.
Because
Yeah,
he's
that's
been at UNI for like the last year or whatever, right?
Yeah, a few months. He's a dog.
I'd
He's a
take
nice
it
kid.
if
He's a
if
good kid.
Wisconsin
I'm
had
not
Dale
saying-
Corbin back.
Doesn't
I'd
count.
take it.
Doesn't count.
My favorite thing at Fargo, I think it's pretty cool just seeing all of the Wisconsin, like the 16U Wisconsin kids. I feel like they're going to progress really well in the next couple of years. And I think that we're going to kind of be back where we were a few years ago, where we had 6 champs?
5.
Yeah,
Five
I mean
in the
that was
finals.
literally the all-time record.
I don't think
Yeah.
we're getting.
I don't know if we're going to get to that level, but I definitely think that
What
we're
year
on
was
the
that?
come up.
2
it
years
was
ago.
it was the Mirasola Hopkey.
Mirasolas, Hopkey,
Mulvaney.
And if we would have
Mulvaney,
Sinclair, we would have
Scholes.
broke it.
Yes.
Wow.
No,
Mulvaney,
because they would have been the
Scholes.
same weight. They
No,
would've overlapped.
no, because we did not win 182, and Sinclair could have went 182.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
He was on a world team that year.
Yes, he was on the cadet world team that year.
Gosh darn it,
But yeah,
Sinclair,
just-
be a team
So
player.
that would have been 3 years ago.
Be a team
Very
player.
promising for Wisconsin, I thought.
Who was the most impressive performance across the board?
I know what mine is. I was talking about Wisconsin.
There was somebody in juniors, I don't remember the weight, but it was a champ. I think like 32,
I thought you were talking
38.
about Wisconsin here.
Oh.
Are you talking about Antonio Mills?
No, but he ran. He
Great match.
beat like 2 Fargo returning champs. He beat like a cadet world teamer. Like he beat all,
I got
and they're
the
all
results
different people
right
he
here.
beat. I just don't remember who it
We're talking about
was.
Wisconsin. It's Tommy Heiser.
Tommy
Yeah.
Heiser,
Tommy Heiser. He has been
stock
just,
up.
like so great this spring, and honestly, even
Oh.
he's like I watch him in practice, and
From California.
like I didn't think
Yeah.
he was that great, and he had a solid but not great U17s because he was still U17, and then just junior duels, he just started killing everyone, And it was like, holy moly, like this guy made a jump in, like
A
a
month.
couple month window,
Yeah.
and then Fargo, he goes out there and he beats. I wish I should have had the list prepared, but he obviously lost one match. But I want to say he beat 4 nationally ranked guys.
He
in
beat the
one
guy he
tournament.
lost to as well.
Yeah, so I think he,
In the quarters, he didn't beat him for third, I think it was.
What place did he take?
third. So
His first year junior.
and first year
Because
junior.
he was only a
right
sophomore this year in high school.
Yeah, and usually the people who are in U17s generally do worse than juniors because it's an older age bracket, and he did significantly better. So his performance was like amazing.
Oh yeah, there's a huge jump between cadets and juniors.
And
He
he
took
did better.
I think he took
Huge jump.
fourth last year in cadets. I think it was fourth.
Yes.
And then obviously third this year in his first year as a junior. He's got 2 more years.
But I'm saying even
Very
as a
impressive.
17U, which was only like,
Yes,
say,
yes,
2.5
U17.
months
Yeah,
ago.
trials. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy was incredibly impressive. Great kid, Heiser family. There's nothing not to love about the Heiser family. And I think Jason's definitely the coolest of the Heiser family. They get pretty sensitive when I say that, but Danny and Tommy, you heard it from me. Jason's the best.
The kid I was thinking of was the California
He
kid.
beat Dobble, who was third.
Yep.
He whooped him. He beat Bruno, which is a really good win. who's
Bo, I think,
ranked.
was fourth.
And he beat Bo, That-
But
Lucas Bo from Lake Highland. Prep.
Oh, the Florida kid.
Yeah.
So I think at least those 3 were nationally ranked.
Lucas. Dabo was 3. Bo
Bruno.
was 13, and
And he beat
Bruno
Bruno, yeah.
was 10.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So Tommy
super,
Heiser
super
on
great.
fire.
Who was the kid that he lost to the first time?
I actually don't even remember right now.
What do you mean?
He beat him for third.
Bo.
That was Bo
Yeah.
that he lost to the first
Yeah,
time.
he beat him for third and fourth.
Okay, got it. Yeah, and then the Sammy Sanchez kid. Do you know him? That's who I
That's
said.
Evan's hero.
That's his. Yeah, that's his
Evan's
go-to
hero.
guy.
Really?
That's his
What?
guy.
Loves
Sammy
him.
Sanchez grew up in the San Marino room.
In the same what?
In the San Marino room, my high school. San
Where he's
Marino.
from.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
So that was the kid that I thought was most impressive because the people that he beat, I heard him listing it off, and I was like, holy.
He's been pretty much unstoppable since he was like
Did he also
6.
two-time world champion?
Yeah.
Two-time world
17U, yeah.
17U.
Well,
But-
he didn't make the team this year, right?
No, I don't think so. But
He
I
was
think
20. He
he's
would have been
juniors.
20U, yeah.
What weight
Yeah,
is he?
20.
26.
126, yeah.
Is that what it is?
But no, he's been. I mean, since he was like 7 years old, he's been like. He said the technique at least when he was 7 years old of like a high level high schooler.
Where the heck is he ranked?
Which funny, I don't feel like I see a lot of that in Wisconsin. It's like
What?
the little kids
he's-
who kind of like
Because we attempt not to develop them that young. I think it's counterproductive.
to develop them that young. at
Come to
all?
the
Yes,
come
the
to
AWA system is based upon not developing kids that young because I think it's counterproductive.
So the ninjas coming in just to have fun.
They play a lot of games.
Our goal with the Ninjas program for 5 through 9 year olds, and usually and when they're 9, like lots of times we'll move them up if they really are serious about it and they like it. And at Heartland, we're lucky enough to be able to even split multiple. So the 5-year-olds are separate than the 6 and 7-year-olds, and then. Our main goal is, hey, if we can just get these kids coming back and kind of enjoying combat and wrestling, and we get them in the main room by the time they're either 9 or 10, whatever, they can still be great. I mean, you look at someone like Parker Kekaisen's literally the best in the world. He never won U State. So, or say a Connor Thorpe would be a great example. He didn't start wrestling until he was 13, and he was a Division I wrestler.
Did,
So
did Mitchell ever All-American at Fargo?
Mitchell did as a cadet. Second year, he lost to Matt Bianchi and took 5th place. So
And then
that'd
junior-
be another guy who he
Exact-
did not as a junior.
No, I know because he lost
Yeah.
to
Well,
Pinero.
he didn't twice because so the first year was Corona year.
Yeah.
And then the second year is he lost in the round of 16 to it's the kid that says South Dakota State. But so that's kind of our whole philosophical approach is keep as many kids around, get them to enjoy it. And I think listen, even if you never win at wrestling, I think there's an immense amount of value of being in the wrestling room and learning to be tough and learning the values that wrestling has to offer. So even if we don't get them to win, I think they're going to learn a whole bunch of values in the sport of wrestling. But we've shown that Mitchell Messenbrink, literally maybe the best wrestler in college in America. Well, he is. He won Hodge. I don't even have to argue that.
Yeah.
Best college wrestler in America today. I think he maybe won one U State title. Like he wasn't a dominator when he was young.
Were Kellen and Hawken, were they? They were. Hawken
They
was
were.
pretty good
Hawken, we
off-
didn't coach him when he was young. Kellen started really blossoming in 7th, 8th grade. But I don't think he won. I think his first state title was 7th grade.
All right.
So, yeah.
Because he won Fargo like his 8th grade year, right?
And that was out of nowhere because Kellen, in 8th grade, he took 6th at U17s, but like he kind of got beat up a couple times there. He lost for sure at junior duels. He actually lost at Declan Coke at Freestyle State. Like he was like good, but he wasn't that good. And all of a sudden he just goes out there and wins, and you're like, wait, like I thought he could place, but where did this come from? You know?
Yeah.
So Kellen's kind of been that guy that just sometimes like performs significantly better than what his, kind of like a Tommy Heiser performance, where you're like, this kid's good and he works hard, but I didn't think he was that good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Kellen. So yeah, but that's kind of what our whole system is based upon. Is you don't need to win early. And matter of fact, I think it's kind of counterproductive. Not for every single kid, but for most kids to go that hard that early.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You
yes,
see a
we
lot
don't
of
have a lot of
burnout.
young killers like that.
Yeah.
And that does happen in California.
Yeah, I remember like Valencia's were good, really young. Pico was good, really young, but he
Yeah.
took like a year off for boxing or something.
Yeah.
Cato, remember Cato Levis?
But like that's one where it's like he went too hard too early.
I was going to say how many
and he kept pushing through his concussions, and then it's
Yeah,
like
for sure.
for all those names, how many were like child phenoms that have never really done anything past high
there's
school?
probably a lot of those.
A lot. Probably
Like
more
the
than
number there is
is
probably a lot higher than the number you can pick out that were really good that stayed really good.
Well, I mean, I just think like it's really hard to just say because you're good in 8th grade, you're going to end up being good no matter what. Like you're going to have some attrition regardless, especially if you're not good.
Yeah.
But I think you're probably better off being really good young.
I disagree.
Anyway, I definitely. I'm.
Well,
This is not to say like you should
Yeah.
push your kids super hard, but this is just to say like
So
kids who are dogs in 8th grade are probably going to be dogs more likely than the kids who are not, for sure.
I can
but
break this
definitely.
down for you very specifically if you want me to, because I've done it before.
Let me hear it.
So, well, now I don't know how long you guys will talk for. This podcast might get boring. But so, okay,
Well,
so
I'll cut
this
you
is
off
what
if
I-
you're boring.
okay,
This
we
is what I
we
live
just
for.
had this discussion with Max. I had this discussion with Max and John. So it's like, okay, we make them wait till 9 to move up. Could we potentially move some up early and it would have a positive result? And the answer is for sure yes. But would it have a really negative result for a lot of them? And the answer is yes. And then same set of questions with if we make them cut weight and compete early, would it be positive for some of them? The answer is yes. And then would it be negative for more than it was positive for? And I think the answer is yes too. So why would we burn them out? And then I brought this up to Coach Messerink specifically because I think Coach Messerink's pretty special, and I don't think he maybe gets enough credit for what he's done. And Coach Messerink's coached 5 Division I NCAA champions now. How many other coaches from the year 2020 to 25 have coached 5 Division I NCAA champions?
Probably close to 0.
The answer is 0. The answer is 0. So it's like from a and really, I won my first title in 2006, so we could even narrow that gap. And the answer is 0. There's been 0 programs. Let me see if I can find this. I'll read it off to you. The only one you could probably argue, and it started a little after 2000, would be Young Guns, but that area historically was the best in wrestling. And if we go back to the last 50 years, one of the best areas in the world. So it's like Coach Messerink will be the foundation of the developmental system that became AWA. His way to do it is I think superior in my opinion to anyone else anywhere in America. And if you look at what AWA now is, which is built off Coach Messerink's thoughts and foundations, how many other places have put out wrestlers on the level of Parker Keckeisen, Mitchell Messerink, Keegan O'Toole, Aiden Sinclair in such a short window?
Yeah.
And the answer is almost 0, if not 0. So I think I can make a strong argument. Number one.
Would the other one be?
I'll find it real quick. The other one's Young Guns.
What about KD? They've got
He's
some.
had 0 NCAA champions.
Well, his program's so young right now.
I thought like PJ Duke and some of those
None
guys.
of those guys.
But he's
have
not
won.
an
No one's
NCAA
won
champion.
NCAAs.
Yeah, okay,
0.
he hasn't won NCs.
Yeah.
The service here is terrible. I'm trying to search.
Oh.
I built it out for Coach Messerink because I was trying to argue how Coach Messerink was uniquely qualified to do this. Okay, so Arrowhead / AWA, right? Because that was where Coach Messerink started. And from the years 2025, they had 5. Blair Academy had 4, but Mako and Perry both transferred in from other places of the 4, right?
Okay.
Perry grew up in Stillwater and transferred, I think, as a sophomore. Apple Valley had 3, but Mark Hall moved in he was Kentucky, then Michigan, and then moved there. Davis in Michigan had 3. Harvey Twisters had 3. Sunnyside, Arizona's had 3. So those are guys who grew up in the system, for sure. Bergen Catholic, 2. Bosco in California, 2. Cedar Rapids, so they're all 2s, right? So it's like, when you look at what Coach Messerink has been able to do, the only one, and I don't know how many of these were actually Young Guns guys. Some of them were, but the Pittsburgh areas had Troy Letters, Robbie Waller, Greg Jones, Jake Herbert, Jared King, Nico Maglutas, Jason Nolf, Vincenzo Joseph, Spencer Lee. So that's 9. I think 4 or 5 of those are maybe young guns, but I'm not certain on that. So the way Coach Mesbrink built his developmental program, and then therefore AWA mostly followed suit and maybe made a couple changes, I think number one has been more effective from building high-level wrestlers, and it's totally inarguable at this point. We are the biggest club in America. We have 9 locations, and we have I don't want to say the number of members, but no one's even close to us on the members wise. So we've both built something that is reaching many, many kids and helping them learn the values of sport of wrestling. Additionally, we're building kids who are better than anyone else in development, right? So the kids I mentioned. So I think we're kind of hitting it on both threads, and I think it's a Coach Mesbrink thing. It was his idea, and we kind of, I don't want to say we stole it, right? Because we're all working together, but it was his idea first, and then we kind of built onto it. So
Fantastic.
How many young guys have you said?
well, I named 9 guys from the Pittsburgh area who've been NCAA champions since the year 2000.
Okay.
I don't know exactly when young. Like I don't think Letters and Waller and Greg Jones and Jake Herbert. I'm pretty sure they were not young guns. Jared King, I'm not sure about, and the last 4, I'm pretty sure were young guns.
Well, I'm thinking Kemmer, Lee.
Cameron never
Nolf.
won an NCAA title.
Cameron didn't win.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Lee, Nolf, Chenzo.
Yeah, so those three
Three.
for sure. I think Nico too, but I'm not totally sure.
Okay.
And then Jared King, I don't think so, right? So like, yeah, they'd be the other one that's really, really elite. So that's my argument. Is like we don't need to start early. That's been our argument since the beginning, and it's kind of like even a Keegan. You look at him. We talked about Mitchell. We talked about Parker. Keegan had a lot of success at the state level, but was never that good nationally. Like didn't place as a first year 17U. Took 4th at cadets. So I don't know. He may or may not have placed second U, but he was hurt for 17Us. Placed 4th at 16U his second year. He really had his breakout after which would have been first year 17-year-old is when he really broke out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that's my argument.
My last, it started from Fargo. That's where this all stems
Sorry.
from. No, you're good. I had one last thing on Fargo. I wanted to see if anybody else saw it. I think Pat did. Did you guys see the Skulls Wyatt Medlin hose job that went down in that one? Because that was bad.
I didn't see that whole match. No.
I didn't see that
No,
one.
oh, you didn't. Oh,
Well, it was close. He lost like 5-3 or 5-4 or something like that.
he got hosed.
Skulls did.
Yes.
Oh,
he
geez.
had a takedown to a lace. It was supposed to 2-2. And
They only gave him 2 or what?
yes. And the Illinois coaches afterwards were like, yeah, that was 2. Everyone was like that. Watch it. It was very, very bad.
Jeez.
It was very bad.
I bet Max was
what was
upset.
But it was the blood round.
What was the justification for the refs? Did they stop it early or what?
I'll show it to you, and you guys.
Hey, so you're probably saying they gave exposure points, not takedown points, right? They say exposure
they're
first
saying-
happens first, maybe.
I know the big gripe that I heard was that the person who came over
the judge that came over to review it.
and review it is from Illinois.
It was.
That's not supposed to happen, actually.
Well,
They said that
I think the judge you can.
doesn't-
It's not the jury person. Whoever comes over is when you call a review. It was Cody Noble's mom. They reviewed it.
Caleb Noble.
Caleb Noble. Sorry, I don't know why I said Cody Noble.
She's a nice lady.
Yeah, she's
though.
a very
I
good
actually really
ref,
like
so-
her, and I like Caleb Noble's father. I think they're good people.
Yeah.
But
I actually think
it was an Illinois person though.
I actually think
I would
she's
like
a
to
very
watch
good
it
ref.
though,
I'm sure- I'm
because
sure-
I
I
did
got
not
it.
see. I saw some clips in that match, but I did not see that match. It was AWA, and this is we are so deep. We don't have tons of little guys ever. I think because we don't make them cut weight. But from say like 150, 57, it was just nuts. Like how many kids there were to watch, and so you couldn't possibly watch them all at one time.
I don't know. Are we going to get to a 7-minute match? Because I kind of have a topic if we do, but otherwise I'd like to ask
We
a
could totally
question.
get to 7 minutes.
Okay, cool. Then I'll save it.
Go for it.
Well, no.
Let's just shoot. Where
Well, so I'm
gonna
gonna have you debate this in a little bit.
Oh,
So
what do I got to debate?
Well, do you want to cue? Well, I'm
You wanna
pulling
cue
up
up the
this. I'm
match?
pulling up this match. Do you want to explain how the? Do you want to?
Yeah,
we
let's
can,
debate,
We
Pat.
can do.
Well, I was just kind of curious your thoughts on seniors, graduated seniors now.
Why wouldn't? Okay, go ahead.
Who's going to ask the question for me? Wrestling at Fargo.
I think
do
they
you-
mostly should.
You think they mostly should?
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, just the idea that I'm going to quit competing and move on is that's counterproductive.
Do you think that the 5-for-5 rule kind of influences that decision a little bit now?
I think college coaches have been overzealous in getting their guys on campus. Dude, I could rage. I could rage on this topic if you want me to, because college coach, some of these guys are pissing me off. Listen, the summer, what the summer should be for is the development of the wrestler. So if you have, I have Evan, and I say, okay, what's Evan's next? And Evan's so good, he doesn't have too many more skills, but I'll pick on Evan. Evan's effing lazy on parterre top, and it pisses me off because he was as elite of a folk style top person as possible, and I don't understand why he can't be the same in freestyle. So if I have Evan all summer, I'm gonna say, Evan, you're freaking working on freestyle, top. Like this is where we're getting better at. But they just come in and they do these generic ass workouts, and it's like that doesn't make anyone better. If you're just coming in and you're running and you're lifting, and it's like okay, like maybe they're
Okay, I got it.
Hold on, a tiny bit better, but like, are we really developing skills? And so honestly, most of these guys are better off staying at AWA and training and going to compete to try to make themselves better. They're not better off going to their college and doing all right, high crotches, 5 minutes. Now do this,
agree.
5 minutes. Now we're going live for 10 minutes. Great workout. Go home. Like that's a dumb workout. They're not getting any better. If you actually had a developmental system in place, I would say, okay, fine. But they don't. And so it's like, why do we need to go hard in the summer and be in shape? You don't. You don't have any matches like in college, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Move on.
Training does get very generic, especially
Yes.
in the college
In
room.
college, oh,
I think most college coaches are general managers who unfortunately are in charge of developing guys, and they completely neglect the fact that they have to actually develop them.
Do you think part of it has to do with? I think like Tyson Martin is kind of a scenario where it's like big breakout for him.
Yes.
Now South Dakota State has to worry about maybe not totally, but they have to worry
So
about maybe
great.
like money.
Yeah, I think if he was a junior, maybe that would be the case. But where is that right now?
Or if you're a
I
committed
wouldn't-
senior.
Yeah, because the portal's also closed, so that would be hard for him.
yeah, and you're signed at that
Yeah.
point. You're signed.
That's actually a program I feel like does a pretty good job at development. I would
sure.
argue.
Which one's this?
South Dakota
State.
State.
Oh, great job.
But
Yeah.
I think they do a really good job. But there's a lot of programs who have, honestly, the more kids we send more places, the more underwhelmed I am with the ability of kids to develop. I mean, we have kids who come back and they're worse than when they left. I'm like, what do you guys even do? Like,
the confidence is ruined at that point, so
Yes.
then they're not as
I mean, there's so many kids that come back and they say, the coach says, get stronger, go harder. It's like, well, that's not wrestling. Like, give them a wrestling answer.
Work harder. Yeah.
All right, let's see this.
Here's the match-
Okay, Abby, you haven't seen this either, so this is your opinion, right? Straight
Let's
up.
see it.
They're not
Okay.
gonna-
I haven't seen this yet.
Okay, so it's,
Which one's our guy? Which one's our guy?
Blue.
we're in
Blue,
blue.
blue.
We're in blue. We're in blue. So
Okay,
it's-
there's a takedown. He's on his hip. That should have been
Absolutely
2 and 2.
Do it again.
Absolutely, it's not even close.
Yeah, so they
And the ref on the mat calls 2 and 2.
yeah, and then they
Rewind it again one more time. Because he hits his hip, he's in a parallel direction. Yeah, I mean, right before, so he's not even turned yet right there. Like, there's no way that's not a takedown right there. But you go even back further.
yeah, so they didn't, and then
Hold on, ready? Right? I'm going to pause it. Ready? Oh, you're going to be too late. Pause it right
Pause.
there. That's a takedown. There's no way that's not a takedown.
Yeah.
And then that's a turn, yes.
yeah, so you got
That's a rough call.
and that's with 11 seconds
Yes.
to go to win the match in the blood round at Fargo.
Yeah, that's tough.
against like the number 2 kid in the country.
Yeah, it's not even remotely
It's
close.
very tough.
So they, I guess, it was then they tried to protest it, but because it's judgmental, not procedural, they couldn't. But I guess one of the other head refs that looked it over, they
Jeez
were also like,
Louise.
yeah, that's
Yeah, so Pat, but to just qualifies, Kellen, Hawken, and Taylor did not compete at Fargo, our 3 best seniors. Kellen had this trip he'd been wanting to go on that his friends go on every year, and dude, he competed in so many things this spring. So I'm like, hey man, just go. It's not, like you're gonna have a lot more wrestling to do. Hawken obviously had the Pan Ams, and
Yep.
Taylor went to wrestle in the Grand Prix of Spain. So like if they have things like that, then whatever. But pretty much all of our other seniors, like why not? Why not finish your high school career strong? Like this is what you've been working for. Don't try to move on before you need to move on.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of kids are so anxious to get to college at this point where
Yeah.
it's like they almost do it to themselves. Where
Yes.
they're like, yeah, I'm just ready to go to college now. I want to get in the room there. And it's like, I don't think they really know what's going to happen once they get there.
Yes.
Like to your point where it's like the training isn't what you think it is. And it's just enjoy that time, go and compete with your friends one last time, I feel like.
I mean, it's a national championship. Why would you not want to go compete at the high school national
Absolutely.
championships and be a national champ?
And that type of mentality, the mentality you just said right there, that's kind of what's important. Like I say, like you guys brought up Tyson Martin. It's like Tyson Martin's like, dude, I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to beat these guys. I'm trying to win. And versus there's other kids, they say, oh, I just want to go to college. But no, they're checking out.
yeah,
Yeah.
They're checking
for
out.
sure.
They're
Yeah.
saying, I'm good for the next 3 months. I don't have to compete at anything.
Don't have to train so
I'm gonna
hard.
go,
Yeah.
go to the beach and eat some ice cream and whatever. Versus like, no, Tyson Martin's like, I want to get better. I want to go compete. That's that was the mentality you just said, and that's what they should have.
it's a very easy decision to make, to say,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? As actually, college coaches may say it too, like, oh, just come here and train.
Yeah,
So it's an
just
easy
stay
decision for
here.
kids to be like, fine, you know, if I don't have to go to Fargo and put my reputation on the line, fine, no, I won't do
Yeah,
it.
it's kind of a cop out.
Yes.
Have we we can do 7-minute match, but have we actually covered you wrestling in RAF?
Oh, I'm wrestling this weekend.
Yeah. Hey.
All
Well,
right. We can do a 7-minute match.
are you do you get like the butterflies like before? Or?
No, I'm at a point in my life where I mean, honestly, you know, I'll probably say this at the press conference, but some of it is like, I'm so grateful to wrestle, to be able to do this. Like, I remember the very specific time when Rafael Lovato posted, I don't know if you guys, he's a high-level jiu-jitsu guy, runs the Rufus affiliation, and he's actually funny. He's won Masters 2 years in a row. But we worked out 2 days before I got sick last year, and I remember watching the clip when he posted it on Instagram, thinking like, "Oh, that sucks. I love wrestling. I'll never get to wrestle again. Like I'm done. Like I'll never get to just go do that because I like doing that again." And so the fact that I'm just getting to wrestle, or like I rolled around with Kellen Wolbert yesterday, and like the fact that I just get to go in and do that, like I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
When
So
did
it's-
this all kind of come about? Like, when did the talks start happening? Was this an idea you came up with that you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Or did someone ask you if that was
No,
possible?
it was. Well, I was pushing RF to come to Milwaukee because I thought, hey, we have Evan and Keegan and Parker and all these guys in RF, and I thought we'll get a great crowd. And
Yep.
we have a great crowd coming. When they told me it was on my birthday, something just spoke to me that said, "Get your ass out there." And
leave the shoes out there, maybe.
that was it. Just like get out, like you need to get out there and you need to wrestle. And so then it's like, okay, that's something. And there was probably a couple months where I don't think I told anyone, and then eventually I told Chad and Izzy, "Hey guys, I want to wrestle," and that was how it went down.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I besides your match and obviously be excited just to be able to do it again. Is there any match on the card that you guys are?
well, Keegan and Aiden, obviously I'm excited for them. Aiden's wrestling an Olympic champion. He's so funny because there was a different match we gave him initially. I'm not gonna say who, but you know a lot of these wrestlers are saying, "Give me these easy MMA guys."
Yeah.
And I said, "Hey, Aiden, you can have this guy," because it was someone who wanted to wrestle, and it was someone who's gonna be a lot easier. He's like, "Can I have someone that'll be more competitive?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"That's-
Wow.
Okay, fine. And then we signed the Olympic champion from 2024, and I'm like, "Hey, Aiden, if you want someone more competitive, I got someone for you." And he's like, "Sure." I'm like, "Okay, we get to wrestle the Olympic champ."
He's probably pretty fired up about it.
He was, yes.
Yeah. That's cool.
I hope he knows how good he is, because I honestly thought that he would. He didn't do as good against Zahid as I thought he would.
And he's a hard matchup, though.
Very hard matchup.
Yes.
But I mean, and Parker beat him, so he's a beatable wrestler.
Yes, for sure.
You know, and Parker's good, but Parker and Aiden had a tie match. It was a criteria match, wasn't it?
Yeah.
At Final X?
Mm-hmm.
So I think if Aiden realizes how good he actually is, I think he could beat that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I definitely.
It's I feel like for him, it's more figuring like getting the more he gets to wrestle Zahid, the more
That's
he will.
that's why I pushed him to do that the first time to accept it, because
Yeah.
was like, you need to go feel this guy because he moves very uniquely and he's very quick, and so I'm like, you need to go feel him. And you know, I mean, a good juxtaposition here would be, look at Kyle Dake year 1 wrestling Zahid versus year 2 of wrestling Zahid. Like the first year he didn't figure out his motion, he got beat three out of three I think,
3 out of 3.
and then the next year he goes and beats him. You know,
Mhm.
like. So yeah, I think that was really why I encouraged Aiden to take that match.
Yeah,
Aiden versus Ramazanov is going to be an awesome match
yes.
to watch.
that's what we're talking about.
I know. I'm just saying. Well, he didn't say Ramazanov. I was just saying that.
No, sorry, I did
He's
not
the
say his
Olympic
name.
Did not use his name.
You're correct.
I can't use his name.
No,
I,
Pat's
no, I
Oh.
didn't say you couldn't.
Got it.
I said Pat. You're right.
Haratunian was a good recovery
Dino.
for.
Yeah, Davino.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait. Davino's wrestling DeSanto, right?
No,
DeSanto
out.
pulled out due to injury.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
That's
Like-
what we're talking about.
2 days ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got it on my thing.
So Hartunian.
Yeah.
Who is the replacement?
Arson Hartunian. He won his first match against Caleb Smith. He's a 3-time world medalist. He's
Okay.
beaten Spencer Lee, and he's very, very scrappy.
Okay.
Beat Spencer Lee bad at the Worlds last
Yeah.
year.
He's a little smaller though. Generally, he's 57. So I don't know if Davino may have a small size advantage.
Do you guys struggle to get some of the college guys? Is that like negotiating contracts, or is that like
Compliance or something?
or compliance?
Yeah,
or-
they can't compete. It's funny because actually Ohio State and Penn State's date, because Davino and Ono are wrestling. I don't even know why this is a date because it doesn't make any sense at all. But it's actually the first day of school for them, which is August 24th, and our card is August 22nd. Until November 1st, they're not allowed to do anything except world championships outside of NCAA. I don't know why that's the rule, but that's the rule. So It's good that we're getting him on there on August 22nd.
Nice.
But now we can't use the college guys for Moscow or Miami or Vegas. I think maybe Turkey also. So we can't use them for a bunch.
That's a good little pool. But you guys have built up quite a bit.
Yeah,
of
our roster is getting really awesome.
Very talented. Very, very talented.
Yep.
So.
And I think I know we'll be adding to the roster, and it's gonna make a lot more depth.
Make some
Yeah.
waves.
Are there any RAF matches that you got in your head that you're trying to make work and just
Can't tell you.
Can't call them out now.
Yeah, you know the one I want to see the most actually. I'm pushing for this one. I don't think it's good. I was pushing for it to happen in Cleveland. I just think it would be so much fun. Is Kyle Snyder versus Wyatt Hendrickson?
Ooh, that would be a really,
Yeah, who are
really
you picking?
Hendrickson. I think he's got like 50 pounds on him, probably.
I think
No, not 50. You think 50? I bet Kyle's like
bet-
220, 225.
Yeah, I bet Kyle's
I
like
bet 30.
I think I'd probably go with Kyle Snyder.
That'd be a good one. You know the other one. This is just total BS though. There's no talk to this. There's nothing here from either party. This is just Ben Askren as a wrestling fan speaking. Most fun ever. You want to hear it?
You get both guys?
No, we don't. They have nothing to do with
I know,
rap
but
at
I'm
this
saying,
point.
You know the matchup?
Yes,
Let me hear
of
it.
course. David Taylor versus Cale Sanderson. Yeah, you want it, don't you?
I think David Taylor would lose. Not because
Woo.
I just
The
hear
big
all the,
brother-
all the Penn State
he's
guys,
15
all the
years
Penn
younger or
State guys
something.
are saying so much about
Cale
Cale all the time.
still
he's
beats
in there.
everybody
He's
up.
big brother to every single Penn State guy.
Yeah,
Cale is.
but now David broke out on his own, so maybe not.
maybe
I think Cale would have a
not,
little
but I think he's
size
got-
advantage, but not much.
Cale would definitely have a size
Probably
advantage.
10 pounds, 15 pounds, something like that. Yeah.
But here, I just get tired.
Tell
of,
me you don't want to see it.
I would love to see.
You
it.
want to see that?
I would love to see, but I just hear so much about how great Cale is and how much he beats every single guy up in the room. And it's like Cale came back in 2011. He's great.
He
was
just takes
one of
fifth in the world. Is a great
took
argument.
fifth in the world. Like
Yes.
how are all you? Even Kyle Snyder was saying it the other day. Like, oh, he just kicks the living crap out of me. It's like, what? He's definitely in your head then. He's definitely in your head.
Well, you know what?
How old is he?
One thing I think of.
40.
I'm going to give you an argument because I was also 40 and I was also highly competitive with you and Mitchell and
Yeah,
Aiden.
yeah.
And is you know what? I could get in the room and I could wrestle really hard one time.
47.
But say doing something like 5 matches and cutting weight, like I wouldn't have made it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you say, hey, Ben, go to a tournament and say US Open or Worlds and you got 5 matches and you got to make weight twice, like my body wouldn't be able to handle that.
So do you think?
So I could be competitive and like if you say, Ben, go in the room right now and wrestle, so the other thing here that I'm 100% sure Cale's doing is because I did this with you and all the guys. I know exactly what you guys are going to do because as a coach, I'm studying you to try to figure out where I need to help you get better.
Right.
So I already know exactly every single move you're going to make. I already know them all. I already know exact movements. Mitchell, Keegan, Aiden. I already know all the movements they're going to make.
Yeah.
I already know them. So I know what's coming at me, and I can predict that. And when Mitchell, honestly, there was one time. I don't think he'll mind me saying this, but when he came back from Cal Bat and we were training like once or twice a week together. And he's like, I'm not just going to college. I'm just going to stay here and train with you. I said, Mitchell, at some point, you're going to kick my ass, and I'm never coming back because I'm older.
Yeah.
Like, once you get better than me, you're just better than me. And then number 2 is, I'm not going to wrestle with you more than once or twice a week. Like, my body doesn't have it in it. Like, I can wrestle you once or twice. That's it. So, like, the notion of, like, going into a tournament and making weight twice and having 5 matches, like, dude, I'm not going to do very well in that format.
Yeah.
That's why, like, I was so excited for RAF because it was one match.
Yeah, one
I can go
match.
do one match as, as a 40-year-old.
You can get someone that's a little bit older because you can get it out of them
The
for
best
6
for a
minutes.
little bit.
But yeah,
you get
one
that
match. One match
for
is
6
way
minutes.
different than dude, tournaments. You forget, like, you
Yeah.
don't know because you've just been in it. You've never seen anything else. But tournaments are hard, bro. They're hard. And then you get older. Like, so I'm sorry, I'm making excuses for Cale right now. But
You think Cale on a one match format like Raph is probably the best in the world?
I think, I don't know. I'm with you where I'm a little bit skeptical. I think there's a big brother component, which you mentioned, and they have a certain level of respect for him. And then number 2 is the other thing that I mentioned to you is he knows all those guys so intuitively because his job is to
Yeah.
make them better at wrestling. So he studied them. So I already know every single move you're going to make before you make it. So like Mitchell's so quick and surprises people, but I already know where Mitchell's going.
Yeah.
And so I can be more effective than if I am just wrestling a stranger.
When you wrestle a guy like Mitchell, though, it seems like he's so dynamic. You can't possibly know what he's going to do next.
No, I did. There's no
Really?
The only time Mitchell. So okay. So listen, I
I
don't think Mitchell will mind. But because he's changed. So a couple things. Number one, there's a big it's my right hand versus his left hand. That's a really big deal, and he's different now, so that's not going to work for. I mean,
Once he gets his left hand called
most of his opponents are not as skillful. Well, he does a handful of things with his left hand, my right hand. But then the other things, I also would stay up higher where I'd force him underneath me, so I would never have to deal with this pulling, you know. But then there was the one time, it was before I got sick by a couple months. That time he got so good. I've been high crotch versus chest wrap. I almost never lose. Like my whole life against everyone, I almost never lose. I might have lost a couple times.
Yeah, when I wrestled you, it was either I was going to pass out or go over.
Bro, Mitchell beat me like 6 times in a row in that position. It just kicked my ass, and I was like, dude, like he got so good that it was like, so at that point it was like, even though I knew what he was going to do, I couldn't stop it. Yeah. You know, and that was like right before I got sick, and I'm assuming he's just got better, is what I would assume.
You can blame it on the staff.
You know, like I just couldn't stop it anymore. So for a while it was really effective, and then eventually he just got so good and so dynamic that it was like, I know what's coming at me, and I'm ready for it. And even when I do what I do best, he still beat me every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was where he got to. Because I assume that's kind of where Kale would be strong at.
Ben, I have one final question for you,
Yeah, sure.
and then we can either wrap it up or whatever happens. One final question. I'm putting you on the spot, so you're not getting as much time to think about it. I want to hear. I'll wait. I want to hear what your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers is.
Why have you guys done this? And this is like
Yes, we have, and it's been a very debated
we're
topic.
talking about American. We're talking about.
Well, it's whatever
guess
you wanted
American.
to. We didn't define the terms when we did it, so we.
Wait,
so
you guys pick Americans? You guys pick everybody?
me and
We
Pat
all
picked
picked Americans. He's the only one that picked foreigners.
Yes, me, Jake,
Communist
and
sympathizer Evan Wick.
The communists were good.
Clip that.
Say they weren't.
That.
Say they weren't.
This is a very interesting topic, which I think I could talk at length about. But it's funny because so many things are based on how we do at the
communists
world
are good.
championships, right? But the world championship, if you think about it, have actually changed significantly over time. Because think about when you have the world championships, and if you think about everything that the USSR encompassed. Think about all those countries. Put those as one athlete. At this point, it's probably somewhere between 12 and 20 athletes, because some of them are in France and some of them are wherever else, right? But you're not going to have.
Yeah, but that would be like saying if you divided the United States up into each state. was a country.
Correct. But so if you say, how is the American guy going to do at the World Championships? If you only have one guy from Azerbaijan, Georgia, Ukraine, Russia, now France, now all these other countries that are transferring to UAE, Bahrain.
It's harder to win.
You only have one. It's harder to win when you got to beat 20 of them than one.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
that's a really significant thing that most people don't think about. The other one that's really important that most people don't think about is there was this window where we went to 6 weight classes. Well, 6 weight classes just means some people aren't going to have success. You're a victim of this, Evan.
Yep.
It's really hard for you to make 70. I'm literally like, I think we must be the exact same size, because 74 is like incredibly hard to make. 86, I could just never get big enough to compete with the big, strong 86s. Like, I'm just stuck in the middle here, And then for a how many year window, that weight class didn't exist, right? And all of a sudden they make that weight class again, and Kyle Dake goes and wins world titles there, or Jordan Burroughs wins world titles there. Well, if you go back a few years, they wouldn't even have a world championship because that weight class wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you look at like that type of thing, it is tough to compare era versus era because of multiple factors. I'm going to pick Americans, and I think it is John Smith, Jordan Burroughs, Kyle Dake, Kyle Snyder. And people are going to be pissed at me for leaving Gable and Sanderson off.
I don't think any of us had either of them on there.
I had 3 of your 4.
Okay.
I had Gable instead of Snyder.
Oh,
So
you did have Gable.
I think the argument for
Really? Okay.
Gable and Sanderson is, if you make them out Rushmore coaches, they're number 1 and 2 at this point.
Oh yeah.
But as competitive athletes, and this is one of the reasons they had so much success coaching, they didn't stick around. Both of them, if you look at their careers, it was actually very similar. They wrestled 71 and 72, or 2003, 2004, and then they went almost full-time into coaching, and they were head coaches very shortly after that window, right? So they were both head coaches, I believe, in their mid to late 20s, and that was, I think, one of the reasons they developed so well as coaches. So Mount Rushmore coaching, they're number 1 and 2. But as athletes, they obviously had elite careers. But when you look at the longevity of John Smith, 6 in a row, Jordan Burroughs, Kyle Dake, Kyle Snyder, they just don't have nearly as many world medals. What?
That this is part of our. Pat had Gable. I did not. have Gable.
I put, yeah, I mean, my argument for him was
It was
both
feisty.
high level wrestler, high level coaching, and then just like
The impact.
the impact that Gable had.
That was your argument.
on literally the entire sport for so
Yeah.
long. I would say even to this day, it's still higher than Kale Sanderson's.
we didn't.
Because and that's Kale's fault though, and I've actually
that's probably true.
I've actually debated him a few times on it. I just start bugging him via text. I want Kale to have more influence on the sport.
Yeah,
I think the
he's
way he
very
thinks about it
reserved.
is great, but he keeps it to himself.
Mm-hmm.
I say that's like you have no obligation to everyone else. You don't. But I think you're not realizing how big your impact on the sport could be if you put your words out there. And I think that's really important. And I think I've bugged him. I said, whenever you retire, I want to be the first person to interview you, and I want you to, I want to push it hard and get your thoughts out there because I think what you have to say and what you think is really impactful to the sport of wrestling.
Do you think that he thinks that being secretive about it is advantageous for his
Yes,
program?
1,000%. And well, if you look at one of the big, this is funny because one of the biggest reasons I think Penn State was successful for so long, and Iowa did something similar, is their guys didn't leave.
Yeah.
So the first Penn State guy to go be a head coach somewhere, obviously of the main guys, right? Of the main guys was David Taylor.
Yep.
But it took how long? It wasn't until 2025. Kale got the job at Penn State in 2009. None of the assistant coaches have left, and none of the athletes left until David Taylor. Like that's a 16-year window. That's huge to
That
have
is kind of
all
insane.
your core nucleus stay together, and I think that speaks to Kale also of like how good his interpersonal skills are. When you contrast that with say a Tom and Terry Brands, and Ramos is gone, Metcalf is gone, Gilman is gone. All these guys leave, but you look at Gable and it was kind of the same thing. But then once Gable, his tree popped off, it blossomed, right? And all of a sudden there's Iowa guys coaching everywhere. I think the same thing is gonna happen with Penn State guys. Is my guess.
Soon? You think soon?
I would venture to guess. We'll say the next three to 5 years or something to that effect. Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Because you're right, Kyle Dake is going to retire, and he says he doesn't want to coach now, but he's going to be like, well, what else am I going to do? Kyle Snyder, same thing's going to happen. What else am I going to do? Like, these guys they're not going to be happy sitting at their house. Like, even if I don't know, from a monetary perspective, I'm not sure if they could retire. Let's say they have enough money to retire to go sit at their house. These guys are going to be happy just sitting at their house? My ass.
No way.
Like, there's no that's not how they're wired.
Are they suggesting they wouldn't want to be
Kyle
coaches?
Dike has for sure said that, and I believe Kyle Snyder has also.
Yeah, they're not being honest with themselves, or they're lying.
I think it's that they're just so focused and engaged in what they're doing right now, they're almost not thinking about the next thing. But once they, and maybe you say, I've been Kyle Dike, I've been locked in for 20 years or whatever, and then he goes and sits on his couch for a week. He's gonna be like, hey, I'm bored. Let me go do something else.
And someone's offering him $1 million a year to
Or
coach
that,
at a
I say
which
even-
it's gonna
yeah.
be $500,000 to $1 million. Someone's gonna offer him to go coach per year. And
Yeah.
and the head coaching position of a Kyle Dake and David Taylor and so it's completely different than the head coaching job of anyone else, right?
Yeah, I was thinking, how much fun would that be, Evan? If Kyle Dake goes to Iowa and we get the Dake Taylor rivalry renewed.
Ooh,
How much fun would that be?
that would be sick.
That would be sick, right?
Would be sick.
Although I think that they're probably gonna try to hire a Spencer Lee.
That'd be a mistake.
I don't.
Wow.
I don't know if I would hire Spencer Lee either.
As a
Iowa
head coach,
people are gonna
I
be
don't
able to
think
clip
so.
A lot of this.
Iowa people already hate me, so whatever. They respect me because they know I'm pretty much speaking the truth. I annoy them because I say it out loud, the things I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Evan, let's put you on the spot. You get to pick head coach Spencer Lee or head coach Kyle Dake. Who are you picking?
Well, if I'm from Iowa,
I'm
you
still picking Kyle Dake.
Evan Wick, who are you picking right now? Pick one.
oh, Kyle Dake. For sure.
Even
Yeah.
if it was Spencer Lee, I like if you were from Iowa, I would pick Kyle Dake.
Yeah, Spencer would be a great assistant. I would say, hey, if I'm Kyle, I'm saying, hey, Spencer, I want to make you the face of this RTC in the fitness program, and I want to keep you wrestling for another 2032, 2036. I don't know. I'll compensate you however you want because we want to keep you around. I'll treat you like royalty. Like, if I'm Kyle Dake, I'm saying, let's keep Spencer Lee because we need him here.
I think the days of hiring someone simply because they're an alumni are completely over, and it
I hope
died
so.
when Coleman Scott didn't get the job over David Taylor, which was the greatest decision ever.
That was the right choice.
It was
But
the right choice.
I even remember when it happened, it was kind of like, is this the right
There
thing?
was people upset. There was
People really
plenty
upset.
of people in Stillwater that were upset.
But looking at it like in hindsight, it's like that was 100 times better of a
Yeah.
decision than Tyron Cole. And I think
Yes.
looking at it from a Spencer Lee versus Kyle Dake is it's very similar.
I don't think the Brands are going anywhere anytime soon, though.
No, I think they're going to keep their job as long as they possibly can.
Yeah, or want to.
And
Yeah.
no one's going to want to push them out. Do you think would it be career suicide if a Iowa person, the AD tried to push out Tom Brands.
Depends on who they brought in next and how
No,
the
they were
program went.
the fans were so unhappy last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it's
unhappy.
career
They
suicide.
ended up pulling it together pretty well though in NCAA's.
Really?
They had like 8 All-Americans, 7 All-Americans.
What place did they finish?
I forget what did they get.
They
Third?
trophy?
Fourth, I think.
Fourth.
They trophied?
Getting a trophy is getting a trophy.
Okay.
And Iowa standards is not good enough unless you're pushing for the title.
Actually,
but
it's not good enough, especially when you have
the money,
one of the
funding-
couple biggest budgets to go
Yeah,
find
Agreed.
whomever you want.
agreed. They're playing on a different scale and they're not meeting that
Yeah,
expectations.
and I
of
mean,
that
one of the,
scale.
I actually did an article about this. When I say did an article, I don't write shit because I'm not good at writing. I write it down for myself and then I speak it. But if you look at the amount of points over the last, I think it's 3 or 4 years that Iowa's NCAA total is of transfers in, it's like 60%.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 60% of the points are coming from people who've transferred in. That's hard.
From other people developing, yeah. It's,
For other people developing when they transfer.
What was that
Oh.
compared to like other top
Like
universities?
Penn State was really low. I mean, you know, and that's counting Mitchell as a Cal Bap guy, which I don't know. I think it's not like they went and got him after Cal Bap developed him for a few years, right?
Right.
But Penn State was low. Oklahoma State is now really high. And I gave David Taylor a pass because there's a new coaching staff. So, but who knows? He's got insane money, so maybe he'll keep it up. But most other colleges, like in Nebraska, was really low. For example, they've been really successful. They get a couple, and they're actually getting more now. But for a while, it was almost zero.
Sorry. How good do you think Virginia Tech will be now with all the
They're
recruits?
seeming
and
really
then-
good.
I think
Yeah,
they're
you'd think. Seidel's so good.
They're gonna be
Bassett's
really
really
good.
good. And yeah, you'd think they're gonna be really good.
I think, and they only graduate after next year is Caleb Henson, I believe. Does Sasso have one more year after that?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
younger.
so they're gonna be
Alright.
real good.
Hey, I
But
gotta run.
I was gonna wrap.
We've been
it up,
talking
so-
for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
I like
Super-
you guys, so it's
super
fun.
long. Yeah, it is
fun.
fun. Watch.
Fun.
It is hot in here.
It is hot.
We can.
I didn't want to be the whiner that complained.
Oh, it's hot.
Lock us in here. I'm sweating a little bit.
sweating.
Well, it's got to be 80-some degrees in
It's
here.
probably 80
But the
degrees.
sun's on that side of
Listen.
the building.
Listen,
higher
the
than
office
that.
gets a heat in the wintertime. It does not get AC in the summertime.
I
It
bet
is
you guys-
92
we could buy-
degrees
is there
in
like, do
Wisconsin.
they make probably make a portable AC, right?
Probably
Yeah, they
would,
do.
would
It,
do.
it wouldn't be that hard.
No,
to
it would.
cool
It
this
would
off
work
because
well.
it's
It would work
pretty
well.
small-ish.
It would work
Only like
well.
60
All
bucks.
right,
too.
Evan's going to Pewaukee Lake Beach. Check
Actually-
out beautiful beaches in Wisconsin.
I also do want to take a chance to say AWA RTC and WI Russell
Oh,
are
great-
having
great
a
idea, yes.
social at the Brat House before RAF, the card in Milwaukee.
Yes.
This Saturday from 3:30.
Milwaukee Broad House.
Milwaukee Brat House on MLK Drive on 3rd Street. It's the same street, different.
It's literally parked one time, and you can walk from one to the other.
It is a block away from Milwaukee Panther Arena where RAF is. The social will be from 3:30 to 6:30. There's some specials on some drinks and food. But that is AWA RTC. And all
also-
wrestling fans are welcome. It's free,
Everyone's
free to
welcome.
show up. Everyone will get the discount.
And also,
We're all going to be there.
If
Well, Ben, you
I
can't.
will not be there. The fan zone's pretty cool. So that's maybe not for all adults, but if adults want to take the children, that is something that's pretty unique to. Like you can't go do that with a UFC event where you go and get everyone's autograph or something. It's pretty freaking cool. The kids get to get autographs and take pictures and stuff like that. So I think I want to say it's like 11:30 to 2:30, and then you can make a day of it. Go to the fan zone, go
Yeah.
visit the social, talk some wrestling, and then come to the event.
Yeah, it's perfect. That sounds 11:30, 2:30.
What a day!
3:30, 6:30 is the social. Everyone but Ben will be there. The rest of us will all be there. I know Max and the rest of the crew are going to be there.
Yep.
So we'll see you guys at that. And this is the end, unless anybody has anything else to
This is
say.
the end.
This is the end of Washed Up episode 12. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Best way to wrap it up.
Sweet.